expensive for our farmers to move their goods from their homes, from their farms, even to the market. And so, Madam Speaker, when some funds are appropriated to improve our roads, Madam Speaker, I would only rise here to support that bill. Madam Speaker, even the issue of water. Madam Speaker, being a woman, I know how critical access to water is to our people, and especially to women, Madam Speaker. So if we have money that is going towards the development of water so that our people can get water closest to them, then I would definitely support that bill. So, Madam Speaker, the other critical service that this bill, these monies will support is the issue of health facilities. Madam Speaker, health is critical. Some of these basic services that are spelled here for support are the major services that our people demanded to be devolved, Madam Speaker. And so I want to support this because, Madam Speaker, health facilities will be improved, if not expanded or improved, as I say, and we hope with this little money, Madam Speaker, those who are going to use it will ensure that our people have essential services in the health facility. Madam Speaker, the other critical service that is spelled out here to be used with the funds that are appropriated here, that are going to be appropriated here, is the issue of electricity. Madam Speaker, I still want to come back to my constituency, which is Liwa, that our people still do not have adequate access to electricity. Just the other month, the President was launching the last mile connectivity in my constituency, and Madam Speaker, if you remember, I was here asking the CS Energy to confirm to me and reassure me as somebody from their constituency that other than the launch will translate into our people getting electricity in the last mile connectivity. Madam Speaker, some 1 year ago on this same floor, I'd raised the issue of even faulty transformers in my constituency and in my county. And so I'm happy that these monies are going to help to improve access to electricity for my people in Homa Bay County, and particularly in their constituency where I come from. In that constituency, Madam Speaker, there are all the faulty transformers. Of the inventory that were given by the CS Energy, once in this house, Madam Speaker, and there was a promise that the CS made that those transformers they are going to be corrected, Madam Speaker. But I want to tell you that up to now, even the inventory of the specific transformers that the CS spelled out would be improved in that year, they are still not working. Half of my constituency still is in black, is in darkness, Madam Speaker. But with the last launch that we have, I'm looking forward that something will be done, and I'm happy that the amount of money that has been given in this equalization fund, Madam Speaker, is going to go ahead to support the improvement of electricity, not only in my constituency, but in other constituencies, as spelled out, is going to help in improving roads, and especially, Madam Speaker, we keep on saying that our people should develop themselves, should grow themselves. But, Madam Speaker, it is not easy for our people to even grow, to come up, if there are not roads from where they come from. Madam Speaker, over 60 years after independence, we should not see some of our areas with no roads, as I see in my constituency, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, I want to support this bill, and I want to say that the monies that will be appropriated here will lead to equity in services across the country, will lead to equality in services across our country, and I'm happy it is specific about water, about roads, about health, and about electricity. But, Madam Speaker, as I support this bill, I want to say that the money might not be adequate, but let us take this for now and let us improve on it in the coming years. Madam Speaker, I support.
Thank you, Senator Beatrice. Senator Mariam Sheikh Omar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I also rise to support the bill, equalization bill. Madam Speaker, this equalization fund was established in the Act 204 of the Constitution, Madam Speaker. The figure of the fund is 0.5% of nationally collected revenue nationally. Madam Speaker, and this money fund is, the purpose of the fund is to reduce or to eradicate inequality in the counties and also to ensure the equitable access to service delivery. Madam Speaker, the services, most of them is water, roads, electricity, and health, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this bill is where it requires, to use the fund, we require a framework. So that's why we need this bill to be in place so that we can use the equitable equalization fund to be utilized. Because the way it is before, if it is a fund, you cannot access the fund without the framework. So this is the one of the framework to be accessed. Madam Speaker, there is many projects which has been done under this equalization fund. In 2018 to 2019, almost 352 projects has been done and it's completed. Madam Speaker, in my county, in Mandera County, Madam Speaker, the amount which has been given is almost 1.2 billion, Madam Speaker. For Banissa, the 157 million. Lafe is 247 million. Mandera East, 209 million. Mandera North is 231 million. North and Mandera South is 227 million. Mandera West is 157 million, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this money is almost 1.2 billion. If it is utilized properly, Madam Speaker, we don't have the issue of water, the issue of health service, health facilities to be having good services, and electricity, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, 60 years ago, since independence, Mandera County doesn't have road. Madam Speaker, the equalization fund was implemented. It has not been implemented since it has been established, that is 13 years ago. Madam Speaker, if this money can be, instead of giving portion, because the way they are giving out, there is redundancy, Madam Speaker. There is bureaucracy, because you request through the control of budgets, through equalization fund advisory board to the treasury, Madam Speaker. That long queue of requisition might take long to get the money back and use for the purpose on time. So to reduce that, to my opinion, there's no need of this equalization fund board, because if at all the money can be requested through country control of budget, after that national treasury, why to go to to go to advisory board is one of the issue which makes this implementation to take long. Madam Speaker, the road into Mandera and electricity, Madam Speaker, we have a problem with electricity in Down. Madam Speaker, last 6 months ago, we are in darkness. Later on, the ministry gave us some generator, Madam Speaker, instead of solarizing, because we have a nature which is enough to give lights to Mandera, the whole Mandera County, Madam Speaker. So it needs now, the government must think of, instead of purchasing the generators, Madam Speaker, it's better people think of how to use the nature, the sun, which is plenty, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the road from Mandera to Nairobi, Madam Speaker, it is under now the World Bank, Madam Speaker, which His Excellency promised by the end of this term, he will implement and complete, Madam Speaker, the promises. So, Madam Speaker, we as Mandera County, we appreciate the way he take the initiative to complete Isiolo Mandera County Road to Mandera County Road. Madam Speaker, the health facility, Madam Speaker, with this equalization fund, we have KMTC, which is now in Mandera County, which our people, almost 1,000 something, 2,000 students are learning through this fund, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, water service, Madam Speaker, we as Mandera County, Madam Speaker, we have to think of how to help our people, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when it comes to water issues, women are most affected one, because we carry water and long distance. We take care of the water, the family issues with water, Madam Speaker. As a women representative, Madam Speaker, the county government must take priorities, because priorities of solving the issue of water issues, so that the women can be engaged in another activities, which is not searching for water of their rights, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, again, 90% of the voters in all 47 counties are women. So they have to put in place how to help them through, that is the facility which can take them, can affect them rightly, is water and health facility, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, through SHA is when now the health facilities, at least it's coming up, because people are not paying money, and SHA is at least working to sort out people on the ground in a facility, 4 levels, in levels of the hospitals, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, to manage this equalization fund, Madam Speaker, we need a strategy. If the government, with the request, give us this money in portions, this 1.2, if you do it at once or twice quarterly, Madam Speaker, it is effective. But if you are giving them in bits at 1 million or 2 million or 3 million, Madam Speaker, it cannot be eradicated, this marginalized equality in a county issues. So it must be, we have to sit down and think of what is the function of the fund. One is equalizations, yes, to eradicate the marginalized areas, to have the facilities of water and road. But if given in bits, Madam.
For members of the National Police Service.
Is it order number? Which one number is? Senator Karen Nyamu.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I'd like to give a notice of motion, installation of CCTV cameras in all police station cells and police reporting desks. aware that Article 51 of the Constitution provides that a person who is detained, held in custody, or imprisoned under the law retains all rights and fundamental freedoms in the Bill of Rights, except to the extent that any particular right or a fundamental freedom is clearly incompatible with the fact that the person is detained, held in custody, or imprisoned. Further, aware that the National Task Force on Improvement of the Terms and Conditions of Service and other reforms for members of the National Police Service and Kenya Prison Service recommended adequate government funding for the National Police Service to modernize its facilities, equipment, and gear, and enhance its logistical and technological capabilities for National Police Service officers in order to enable the service discharge its mandate efficiently and effectively. Cognizant that the Bill of Rights provides for protection of all human rights, prevention of abuse, and upholding of the rule of law within detention facilities and police stations, concerned that there has been increasing reports of human rights violations, abuse, unexpected injuries, and deaths in custody, as well as security breaches and escapes from police cells across the country. Further, concerned that despite the recommendation by the Justice Maraga Task Force, little or no efforts has been made to ensure modernization of police cells by installation of closed-circuit television, CCTV cameras, and police reporting desks, thereby affecting police, public trust and accountability in what happens to persons in police custody. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves that the national government, through the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, 1, installs functional and tamper-proof CCTV cameras in all police stations and cells and police reporting desks across the country. 2, ensures that all CCTV systems are monitored in real time and that footage is securely stored and made accessible during investigations, judicial processes. And 3, provides the necessary resources, technical support, and training to law enforcement officers for the effective operation and maintenance of CCTV systems and continuous digitization of occurrence book platforms. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I have a communication to make on visiting teachers and students from Meteitei Secondary School in Nandi County. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence
of the Mining Act. Madam Speaker, mega for fools. Madam Speaker, why do I say this? They say the only money we collected through court fines in Kakamega, and you have practiced law there, is only 16,555 shillings. 16,000 in Kakamega. Then, Madam Speaker, sorry, I got it wrong, that in Kakamega, you collect 0 from court fines. But